It's Tuesday, y'all. Yo, what's happening? It's your man, Chef Rodney 117 here. What's up to all my tokers and jokers and smokers out there? It's another edition of Deliciously Dope's Daily Chronicles. Today, Tuesday, March 23rd, y'all. Today, the show today, absolutely insane. I'm sitting down with professional snowboarder. Okay, y'all, I saw the picture. It's absolutely insane. This dude is absolutely not afraid of heights, but who can be cooler than a snowboarder, right? Especially when you were a professional snowboarder and you made the cover of Snowboarder magazine. That right there, badass. If that wasn't enough, y'all, homeboy's been doing half a decade of being an advocate in his home state of Massachusetts there. He is the owner and founder. That's right, the owner and founder of BEANTOWN, GREENTOWN, y'all. Without any other further ado, Mr. Andrew MUTTY, man. How you doing, man?
Yeah, brother. I'm doing
How you
good.
doing? Good. How is it in Boston right now?
I'm doing good. We got a cold snap coming in here in the spring here, but spring's just a couple days away, and it's going to change quick.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I'll tell you this right now. My allergies don't know which way is fucking up this year. Like one day in Michigan, it'll be 60. The next day it's 32. And it's just like, oh, what's going on? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But how you been, brother? How you been?
You're like, you got sniffles from the allergies and you're like, oh shit, do I got COVID? You're like,
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like you sneeze and all of a sudden you're like, dee, cough detected. And you're like, fuck. You know what I mean? It's like
you instantly can't go anywhere. You're, damn it. Yeah. So things are good, man.
Good. Yeah, I just been smoking weed, man. That's really what they've been saying to do. You know, if you want to do something homeopathically, like there is enough evidence out there right now to convince me that smoking weed is helping with COVID. It just makes sense. It just makes sense, you know?
Yeah, a lot of people I know that are hardcore smokers and cannabis users that don't seem to be affected.
No. I mean, I've gotten like, you know, a cough and like a little bit of sickness or anything, but it wasn't anything to write home about. You know, it wasn't anything to like, you know, take precautions about. And on top of which, like, my girlfriend works at a doctor's office, and there are people that do wear masks that don't wear masks, but wearing a mask only goes so far. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She wears all of her PPE and shit, but it's still like, yo, she's still around these people. I don't like half of them, you know what I mean? So it's like, she's going to bring it home anyways, but luckily we smoke weed, so it works out pretty well. But dude, tell me what it's like going from a professional snowboarder to like, you know, starting BEANTOWN, GREENTOWN.
Dude, honestly, like I explained it to people, there's so many similarities between being a snowboarder and like coming up through the generation when people hated on you for like snowboarding. Like it was like back then, you know, it was faux pas. You know, people were like, oh, it's a fad. It's going to whatever. And it's the same things about the cannabis industry right now. However, there's a lot of steam and momentum like pushing it forward. So just think of the parallels. Most of the cannabis world is focused on California and Colorado. You know, back when I was a snowboarder, it was all about being in California and Colorado. You couldn't make a name for yourself. You couldn't do anything unless you lived in one of those states. So,
and now you got Michigan coming up quick on the heels.
Yeah, totally. So it's not really like there was ever a transition for me, and I've been kind of a pothead my whole life. So, you know, everywhere I go and everything I do, like the ski industry did come on, like if you're not getting high going skiing, you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. Yeah. See, that's the thing. Totally. Like, it's funny because I used to, I got, you know, these rare things off in a kitchen called days off. And so we would go out to, you know, Mount Brighton here in Michigan, which isn't, it's gnarly, but it's not like huge. It's probably something, not anything you're used to, you know, being a professional. Like, we got some decent slopes, you know, and a couple of jumps. And like, I remember like riding the lift was just so much better when you're high. You're just like, hell yeah, man, this is gnarly. And then like when you get up there and, you know, I call it dropping in, you drop into the hill and you're just free, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like you're flying. If you get good enough snow, you get that snow that's kind of heavy, you're like, it sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
it makes the lift ride go by quick too. You know, just spark a joint. Then by the time you're done, you're over there ready to go again.
There you go. I would, you know, real talk. It's funny you should say that. Like, I did, you know, pocket joints, obviously, but like having a vape pen now would be gnarly as shit. Like a good solid like wax pen. Yeah. And I wouldn't have to worry about
and it broke in your pocket.
Oh, see, that's why you got to get the big battery boys. Oh, mine are like this. Like, this wouldn't break for sure. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's true.
Like, that's pretty solid. Like, that's going to be pretty legit. And like tucking it in, it is what it is. But dude, we gotta go shred sometime. Like, you got to teach me a few things. Like, I'm halfway decent. I skateboard, but like, you know, I'm not like going to pull an like a 1080 or any shit like that. Like, I'll do a little kiddie jump. You know what I mean?
I'm not a good teacher. Nah. I just have a need for speed, and I'll see you at the bottom. But I just suck at teaching people.
I mean, that sounds about
right. I have
no
patience for it.
No, that sounds about right. It's like, all right, I'll see you. It's a race.
Yeah.
3 hours later.
You know, the ski instructors, like snowboard instructors, they know how to do it. They teach you how to get through the basics.
Right.
I don't know that because I basically grew up doing it. I came out of my mom just like right on a board, you know.
I don't remember putting that up there. Yeah, exactly. Your dad's like, wait a minute, that's where I put that. All right, bro. Well, here on the Deliciously Dope Daily Chronicles, it's all about the W's, man. I know you know that being a snowboarder. Yeah, the most valuable between the two, win and a loss, is definitely a loss because you learn how to come back and win. But we all strive to win at life, especially, you know, with shit going on these days. So what we did is we broke it down into a couple of categories here in the Daily Chronicles. We have the first time W's, the favorite W's, the crazy W's, and the planned W's. Well, what's a W? It's a goal. So that's really kind of, we break it down into, you know, who, what, when, where, and why, so that people can really learn about like you kind of on a personal level. You know, we all know how you do it. You light your weed on fire, you eat it, and it works out. Okay. That's not even an issue. But what we really want to know is more about you, you know, behind, you know, Mr. Dr. Kind behind Greentown, you know, and figure out like why it is what you did. So we broke it down into who, what, when, where, and why. So if you're ready, man, we can dive right into these.
No time better than the present.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So, Mr. Greentown, if you will. First time W's, who, what, when, where, and why. Who was the first person you've ever smoked with?
A bunch of my friends. And it wasn't really one person, but, you know, honestly, the first time I smoked a joint was with a bunch of friends. I didn't even get high.
Right on.
We skipped school in 8th grade, and our goal was to go get high, smoke weed, and then go to opening day for the Boston Red Sox. And
hell yeah,
it was a bunch of my friends from 8th grade, and we did it. You know, we got down there. You sneak in the back door of Fenway when you used to be able to sneak in. You can't do that anymore. It's like Fort Knox down there.
Right.
And the next day at school, the teacher was like, how come Mr. Muddy, Mr. Sullivan, Mr. McDermott, and all you guys were out yesterday? And he said, I don't know.
Those aren't Irish names at all.
Yeah, I grew up in a little Irish town of Boston, so. Little
my ass. Boston's a big town. Boston's a big town. I've never been to it, but
population-wise, yeah.
I can't wait to make my way to Boston. I feel like I'd be at home being a fellow Auburn American. So
you figured out that. Hey, we just celebrated St. Patty's Day. So
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I celebrated a different green a couple years ago. It was a different way to lean, if you will. But our mutual friend Robert Hocko, he's setting that standard with that beard. You remember that?
Oh sure.
Yeah, boy. I love that boy to death. I love that boy to death. But first time W's, who, what, when, where, and why? Mr. Muddy, what was the first thing you smoked? You said it was a joint, right?
It was a joint. Yeah. Yeah, it was a joint. And honestly, it was probably some brick weed that had seeds in it and sticks. Like, that was the stuff that I grew up on. You know, nobody has it anymore. So
that ditch weed, if you will.
Yeah, it's like whatever your brother's cousin off of his mom stole from their little closet, you know?
Right. No, absolutely, 100%. And that's the thing. Like, that's actually how how we used to grow weed, man. Like, you know, in a closet, like, you know, with someone's parents that were halfway decently cool about it, you know what I mean? Or like if they wouldn't. Non-narking parents is really what we aimed for as kids. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, we're like, all right, you'll let us drink. Just don't leave the house. We can deal with that. Like, you know, we can do that.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I feel you right there, man. Cool. First time W is who, what, when, where, and why. When was this? You said it was 8th grade. When was your first time smoking a left-handed cigarette? That was what, 8th grade?
Yeah, it was 8th grade. It was crazy. Yeah. And I honestly, I don't even remember getting high. Like, I was like, this is stupid. Like, why do people do this? You know?
Doesn't even smell good.
Yeah.
All right, man. First time W's who, what, when, where, and why. So we know you're in 8th grade. We know you were sneaking into the opening day. We know, the next day we know what happened. But where were you when you guys just sat down to light that joint?
Yeah, there's a couple of pockets of woods in the Boston area. Like, we got the major city, and then there's like all the little suburbs. But generally you find all these different little patches of woods, and these ones happen to be off of a street right down from my high school called Weld Street, and the woods were called Weld's Woods. And back in the day, like when I was growing up, nobody hiked through the woods. Like,
no.
And now it's like everywhere that we used to get high and drink beer and whatever is now like public walk your dog trails. And these people are walking over beer cans from when I was there as a kid. They're like, where's one of these little?
Why does this beer can have a bunch of holes? Ooh, it smells like, no, we use that. That's an artifact, dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. They're gonna dig those up in the next millennial.
Oh, for sure. They're gonna be like, millennials, fuck them. Just kind of like, fuck off.
No wonder the species didn't last.
They're idiots. Why don't they just smoke out of this and just whatever? Yeah, no, it's very archaic and apparently not good for you, but god damn it, we did it anyways. You know what I mean? So we had to get it in somehow. Speaking of getting it in somehow, I heard that. Well, it was a terrible segue, but I don't care.
That could go any way, Like, oh, where we go?
We're gonna go one way with this. We can take it whatever way we want to go. I heard you got some seeds that you want to give away.
Oh hell yeah, that's my jam.
Let's do it.
I love breeding plants, and I love giving them away. Basically, like there's so many seed companies out there, and you can make money at it. I just don't see that as like what I want to do. So I'd rather just give them away. So I've been working on a cut that was a cut of Ninja cookies.
Ooh.
And I keep producing it, and I keep back crossing it. And the last couple of years, I've produced a ton of seeds. I gave out so many last year. So last year we gave away an F1 version. And this year I found a specific pheno that I really liked. So I grew it outside, and then I made massive plants. So I have a shit ton of seeds.
There you go.
I'm going to give away a bunch of free packs.
Let's do it.
Plus I got this dope BEANTOWN, GREENTOWN hat.
Get that.
This hats are awesome. We call this our Black Ops hat, and everything on it is black. We got a small little tag on the back that's green, that shows the leaf. But this is also our slogan that we've coined here in the Massachusetts area.
More weed, less greed.
Yeah, we trademarked it at the State House. We made stickers. We've produced it. And, for us, it's more about, that whole giving seeds away deal and, putting them in people's hands, because basically all you got to do is break down the stigma.
Yep.
And the more plants that are in the ground and the more people that see them and can touch them and understand that it's not going to bite them and ruin their lives, the more you can normalize it. And that's, part of the goal here.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what it's all about in doing what we do. So, man, before we continue, I got to tell you, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for, wanting to share that love because here's the thing. If we don't spread the seeds in a sense like Johnny Appleseed did, there's not going to be any apple trees for us to nourish ourselves off of. There's not going to be any cannabis trees. Not to mention, dude, if you think about it, you're really doing your part to give back to not only people of the earth, but the planet as well. Because when you plant, anything hemp or anything cannabis, it does this thing called phytoremediation, which absolutely cures the ground from all the pesticides and chemicals and just bullshit that we've killed it over the years. Dust bowls, in the Midwest, like that's man-made. Dust bowls because of us, So the more weed that we plant, the more that we're saving our earth. In my mind, that's being a superhero, man. There's no better, green tape to wear, if you will,
Yeah. So I got 3 packs that I'll give away and this hat. So if you go to the BEANTOWN, GREENTOWN Instagram, I'm going to post a picture of the seeds and the hat. Tag 3 of your friends, and I'll send that one person everything so they can share them with their buddies too.
There you go.
And
there you go.
And for people that are interested in getting the seeds, and
It's Tuesday, y'all.
that's, part of the goal here.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what it's all about in doing what we do. So, man, before we continue, I got to tell you, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for, wanting to share that love because here's the thing. If we don't spread the seeds in a sense like Johnny Appleseed did, there's not going to be any apple trees for us to nourish ourselves off of. There's not going to be any cannabis trees. Not to mention, dude, if you think about it, you're really doing your part to give back to not only people of the earth, but the planet as well. Because when you plant, anything hemp or anything cannabis, it does this thing called phytoremediation, which absolutely cures the ground from all the pesticides and chemicals and just bullshit that we've killed it over the years. Dust bowls, in the Midwest, like that's man-made. Dust bowls because of us, So the more weed that we plant, the more that we're saving our earth. In my mind, that's being a superhero, man. There's no better, green tape to wear, if you will,
Yeah. So I got 3 packs that I'll give away and this hat. So if you go to the BEANTOWN, GREENTOWN Instagram, I'm going to post a a picture of the seeds in the hat. Tag 3 of your friends, and I'll send that one person everything so they can share them with their buddies too.
There you go.
And
there you go.
And for people that are interested in getting the seeds, on the BEANTOWN GREENTOWN website, I have a secret sticker purchase. It's called the Deluxe Sticker Pack, and it's $20. And I'll send you a bunch of BEANTOWN GREENTOWN stickers. And in there, you might end up finding a pack of seeds that accidentally fell in the box. You know what I mean?
Gotta love it, man. Gotta love it.
So if anybody's interested in growing them, $20 get you a bag of seeds. I ship it priority, so it cost me $8.45. Like I said, I'm not making money on these. I'm just trying to get them out there and get them in people's hands. So
absolutely,
the more stickers we have out there, the better too. I grew up a snowboarder, so as a little kid, we used to slap stickers on everything. So it's part of my jam.
I mean, definitely, guys, check it out. BeantownGreentown.com. I mean, BeanTown Greentown. It's BeanTown_Greentown for the Instagram. It's BeantownGreentown.com. Go check it out. I'll tell you this right now. I'll be picking up a sticker pack today. That's not even a question. I love stickers. I mean, and I love seeds. I'm just saying, like, I like, it works out, man. It works out. Now,
well, if I see Chef Rodney's come through, I'll throw this hat in the box for you and send it out to you.
Appreciate it. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love it when shit just falls in a box. You feel me? It's free shit. I love it. I love it, man.
Falls off the truck and into the box.
That's it, man. Listen, as a chef, 100% realize that you work 80% in the gray area. So know that. Know that. If you don't have the mind of a criminal, you're not going to make a very good chef. I've seen straight edge chefs, and there's some good ones out there. There's chefs of all walks of life, and they're successful at what they do. That's what I'm going to say. But there's burrows and deep little facets of the culinary, lifestyle where you have to understand that sometimes what you're doing is a little bit unethical and someone's losing something somewhere, but you got to do it for the greater good, if you will. So it's, kind of burning that mindset is definitely helping me mentally, but it ain't about me. It's about you. Speaking of it being about you, first time W's, who, what, when, where, and why, to kind of like, wrap this up in a neat little bow, as I always say. Why did you do it? Why did you smoke weed that day?
That day, I guess it was more to be like part of the gang, just kind of going along with the crowd a little bit, just just being exploratory. I knew my parents were potheads, so like you at a certain age, you're like, it can't be that bad, right? So, it's the same reason we all pick up a beer and have a beer. You want to know how loose it gets you. So
I believe the late and great Harold Ramis said this the best, and it was in this movie Knocked Up. You remember that movie with Seth Rogen? When he sat down and he was acting as Seth Rogen's father, he goes, listen, if it's from the ground, it's probably okay. That's how I instill my life. I look at it this way. There's a few berries that you have to make sure that you wash. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of things from nature. Just don't fuck with those. But there's all this abundance of other stuff. Like right now, like you can, wait till the springtime and ramps are crazy. Mushrooms are crazy. I mean, come on, people. This shit's delicious. Yeah. It's delicious. Cannabis. Yeah,
don't eat the wrong mushrooms. Those will kill you.
Yeah. Right. Or yellow snow. That's not nature's snow cone.
Yeah, that'll give you a bacterial infection.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Well, let's move on past a bacterial infection, get to some of the favorite things that we like about cannabis. But if you're ready, man, we'll dive right into your favorite things.
Let's make it delicious, bro.
Let's do it. Favorite W's, Mr. Muddy. Who, what, when, where, and why? Who is your favorite person to smoke weed with?
I'm going to say my wife.
That's a damn good answer. That's a damn good answer.
We smoke a lot of weed together, and she's my best friend, so we're always hanging out together.
There you go.
Ripping the tube.
you need to play this back for her to get those brown. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Sure. Absolutely. No, my answer is the exact same thing. Not your wife, but my soon-to-be wife, if you will. Yeah, I like smoking weed with her, then like staring at her all weirdly and shit, and stalking her from the other room like a cat. And she's like, "Why are you being weird?" I'm like, "I'm just baked. This shit's hilarious."
I'm about to pounce on you, girl.
I mean, listen, but here's the thing. I'm a little too fat to be jumping. I'm just kind of like, can you just fall over? Like, help me here. Like, stop being a quick gazelle. Like, this lion's just got it.
Hey, man, even elephants get it on. You know what I mean?
Look at this. See that cut? Yeah, that little bastard did not want to stop bleeding. I finally took the bandage off it today. I can bend it, but yesterday I would just move it and it would just start gushing. It ain't the first time. But that's a good answer nonetheless, bud. So favorite W's, who, what, when, where, and why? What is your favorite way to consume cannabis?
I'm an edibles guy. But if I was to smoke it, like I'm always water pipe, bong, just purify that smoke a little bit.
Oh, I got you. I just made so I'll still smoke a bong, I'll still smoke a joint just like you. My favorite lately is dabs. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Edibles is an amazing fucking answer because there's so much more you can do with edibles.
Oh yeah, totally. I'm one of those people that, like, if I take a tube, like, I got to do it at home when I'm watching TV. Like, if I need to get something done, I can't just smoke a joint or smoke a bong. Like, I get so high that I just forget what I'm doing. I just fucking walk around in circles. So edibles are great because you eat them and then like an hour later you're like, holy shit, I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do, but now I got cotton mouth and I like doing this stupid thing for no reason.
Yeah, this is fun as shit.
Especially work.
Hell yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, we're putting the new kitchen together and, like, I'm going to start filming shit. I need people to know that I am 110% under the influence of marijuana when I'm filming this. Like, this isn't, I can't cook if I'm sober. It's cool. And I did it for years, but at the same time, it goes back to what you were saying, man. I was just a pothead anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody knew me in high school as like, yo, that kid right there knows the metric system really well. And that's my point. Like, I always smoked weed, but was I using it for medicinal purpose? No. I was doing it just to fit in, and B, it really helped me kind of calm down. I looked at it like this. It's Ritalin, which is what they wanted to put me on, versus weed. They did not want to put me on Adderall because, like, I was on Adderall at first and I just ended up selling it. I didn't know that you had, like, to go in and actually get tested. Is that illegal? Yeah. I also didn't know that. You know what I mean? I was a young, dumb kid. Right. So I just went to smoking weed, and it apparently fucking worked out for me. So it works out pretty well. Yeah. Speaking of things that work out pretty well, favorite W's. Who, what, when, where, and why? When do you enjoy smoking weed?
So are you, like, specific about, like, the actual smoking part?
No, and just what, if you're eating an edible in this case, that's fine. I mean, when do you normally do it?
So just consuming cannabis in general?
Yeah.
Well, I'd say before. There's a number of them. All right, I'll give you 1 to 3.
Let's do it.
Number 1 is just in general, just like in the morning, because it just helps you get through the day. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. Number 2 is, like, before, like, a long drive, or you're about to do something so stupid that you just need to, like, pass the time, like, really quick.
Like, this is going to be boring as shit. Let's speed it up a little. Yeah, I got you.
Not speed it up. Let's just make it more fun. Everything's more fun when you're high. And then sex, like, is nothing better than ripping a tube before you get about to get boned. So, like, take it on.
It's called bong and bone.
Yeah, weed sex. It's like, I don't know, it helps in height.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something here now. This is an exclusive for Mr. Muddy. No one else knows this except for me and this other person. Okay. No, absolutely tell people. So Deliciously Dope TV, we're coming up with programming for everybody. It's just like it's going to be a network where everybody can watch specific cannabis related content. You know what I mean? Obviously, we have this amazing Deliciously Dope Daily Chronicles show. We're coming back with the Puff and Pass. We're coming back with all of this awesome ways to entertain people. We're coming out with, it's called Bong and Bone. And so what it is the Bong and Bone part is it's a female, I would say, correspondent, but she's going to talk about, sex life and sex health, you know what I'm saying, especially during COVID and stuff, and relationship advice for stoners, man. So you remember how, like, what was it? Love Life. You remember that with the comedians, Adam and I forget the other guy's name. But it was like it was on
I haven't
TV,
seen
and you
it.
could call in and ask your question, and they had a professional
Oh,
sex
yeah,
therapist
okay.
there.
Yep.
You remember that
Yep,
shit?
dude, I remember that. Yep.
Remember
Yep.
that?
Now I know you remember.
What
Yeah.
if people were smoking weed and people could call in just like this guy, you know? But if nobody called in, no big deal, because there's still a set theme for the day. We'll still talk about this, talk about that.
Yeah, bring it on.
That's my point. So I came up with this show like a month ago and called it Bong and Bone. And I reached out to like a very like, she's not a known therapist, but like she does a lot of like personal, like, what's the word? I don't know if it's therapy is the word I want to use, but it's up her alley. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely her profession.
Life coach?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's more of like she's actually like a licensed therapist. So, but it's like telehealth. That's what it is. That's what I'm looking for. She does a lot of telehealth. So it's just doing the same thing, just smoking weed now. You know what I mean? A lot of people ask her, hey, my boyfriend won't, put it in my butt anymore. What's his problem? And you know what I'm saying? And you're like, well, I don't fucking know. Ask him. You know what I mean? Like 9 times out of 10, it's just communication. And communication is easier when we smoke weed. So that probably has something to do with it. You feel me?
Sounds like that poor girl needs a new boyfriend.
I'm just saying, like, to each their own, let them bone. That's the way, I just look at it this way, like, just because I don't agree with what, certain people do, or I wouldn't personally do it, don't make it bad. It just makes it like, listen,
got their own.
Exactly. To each their own, man. If you want to do something like that, that's fine. But don't look down on me for what I do. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still going to be an asshole. I'm still going to keep doing what I'm doing, whether you're looking at me or not. It don't matter. That's my life. I'm just here to support both sides of that fence, really. But speaking of both sides of the fence, favorite W's, who, what, when, where, and why. Let's wrap this up in a neat little bow real quick for the favorite W's. Why do you smoke weed, Mr. Muddy?
I like the way it tastes. I like the way it smells. I like the body effects. I consider myself a grower by, inherently. So just it's just like an achievement too. It's like you pop that seed, you watch that plant grow, you nurture it, take care of it, you cut it, you dry it, and then you get to the point where you're like, it smells so good. And then you roll it up and just fucking put it in a bong, whatever. Like that ultimate satisfaction is why,
100%, dude. 100%. Couldn't agree more with you, really. I mean, I literally just got done with a couple of auto flowers that we started. Our first ever auto flowers. We did diesel cookies and chem cookies. And the quantity wasn't there, but the quality is definitely there. It's very dank.
Sweet.
It works, man. I mean, look at me. I'm smoking it out of a bowl right now. It's really good shit. Really good shit. I love it, man. I love it.
There's nothing better. Nothing better.
Oh no. If you don't mind,
give the people the freedom to grow their own weed. Listen, half of the people out there will try growing weed and they'll just give up. They'll be like, either A, I have a brown thumb and I suck at this, or B, it takes too much time and too much money.
Right.
Out of half of those halves, some of it will do it for the rest of their lives, and then the other half just can't for whatever reason it is. So there's always going to be a market for it,
100%.
There's got to be a place you can go buy it, whether it's off your buddy or off the, at the store, it's like, it'll be
at the same time, like, here's the thing, and this is something that I really want to drive home. Like, I'm all about spreading the word, spreading the seeds, but at the same time, like, I'm starting to think that at local dispensaries, especially, in different states than Michigan, Michigan's one of the lowest and they're still kind of pricey, but I think it's absurd to be charging like $50-$60 for an eighth, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's insane.
Really weird, my good buddy, he's a medical marijuana patient here in Mass. He just got an ounce for $100 from the store.
How? Was it shake?
No, he said it's decent sized buds. It just must have been something that was like getting close to reaching the expiration date. Maybe here in Mass they got a 1 year.
Oh yeah,
on it.
All right.
And,
yep.
It was just weird though. I think it might have been a tactic to try to get him to come back or whatever. But like, that's not a bad price.
That's not a bad price at all. I mean, that's so obviously growing my own. There's, so that's what people, and that's something you could probably back me up on a little bit here. Like, I don't need to help. I'm just saying, like, when you grow weed, you're like, oh man, you have a bunch of free weed to smoke. No, dude, I paid for that. I paid for that with the ultimate, currency, and that's time. That's what people don't understand. Sure. People are so worried about money, bro. Like, here's the thing. All right, totally. Take money out of your life. What are you left with an abundance of? Time. You got a lot of time. Some people waste it. Some people don't. If you're investing time into growing weed, as we do, you know what I'm saying? You're paying for that weed. You feel me? And then you take into consideration the water bill, the nutrients you give it if you're giving up that, if you're making a compost tea, all these things add up. The lights, everything, and so people are like, oh, well, then why are you doing it? Are you, I'm able to give you an ounce for $100. You're healing, right? Yeah. So that's why. Again, it's reaching out and it's healing me, healing everybody else. You feel me? Why not? Right?
I hear you, man. It's, people get too caught up in the whole, oh, dude, I'm going to do this business and now I'm going to drive a Lamborghini. I'm going to buy a yacht and go on vacation forever. It's just like, dude, you're lucky to even participate, like, let alone what you fucking make. Like, when we were growing up, people were getting thrown in jail for dime bags. Like,
oh, easy.
And in some states, they still are. Yeah. And it's like, it's not over. Like,
I'm a huge advocate for the Last Prisoner Project. Huge advocate.
Yeah.
But no, dude, it is crazy. Now, speaking of crazy, our next segment, Mr. Muddy, the crazy W's. If you're ready, we can dive right in.
Let's do it.
Crazy W's, Mr. Muddy. Who, what, when, where, and why? Who was with you the first time you just got way too high? I'm talking full panic attack.
Oh. So, this is the first time I actually really got high. Was my best friend's sister. She's a doll. She was like always the older sister, like the cooler girl that like she took us in her old Chevelle, like an SS. Oh, no. And she's like, boys, she's like, take a smoke out of this. And she had this big blue double barrel bong. And she lit it for me. And she's like, don't stop. And I'm choking cough,
Oh, shit.
And then she's like, all right. Got done taking a couple bong hits. And then she's like, all right, we're going for a ride. And she hit the gas. And the Chevelle's like, woo! And my head hit the back of the seat. And I was just like, whoa. And I was so high. And I was one of my best friends. And we just started laughing. That was like one of those first where you just laugh all day. And it was just the funniest thing ever. So that was it.
Hell yeah, dude. I fucking love that story. That's a great story. I fucking love that. Crazy W's, who, what, when, where, and why. What pushed you over the edge? Was it just your first time getting high, or
pushed me over the edge for what?
A lot of times, like,
break the barrier of getting high.
Yeah, when you just got way too high, like.
Yeah, I think it was naive, and I think I really didn't know what I was getting into. I think she set me up to get freaking banged, So, but I can't thank her more, That's kind of like set me off, You're
like, I'm mad, but I ain't really mad.
Yeah, I know.
I'm more glad than anything. Yeah, I feel that, man. Crazy W's, who, what, when, where, and why. When was this?
Teenage years. So it must have been like right after that. No, I'm not even teenage. So like after 8th grade, doing the thing with the Red Sox, like going down there and skipping school, must have been when we got out of school that summer at some point when it happened.
Shortly after.
Either that or days or weeks later, because once you try a puff, you're like, you're not going to stop until you figure it out. So I
you were determined, weren't you?
I don't know. It just, haphazardly. Just like, here, smoke this.
You're like, I can't let my stoner parents down. I need to become a stoner, but I'm embarrassed to go. No, we got to figure this out, y'all. Like, I got to do this.
Yeah, family traditions, right?
There you go.
Sure.
When was the first time you smoked weed with your parents? Have you done that yet, or?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Those were like teenage years when we were totally into it. Like, we smelled like weed, they smelled like weed. It was kind of like, oh well, if kind of like the same thing with alcohol. You know, it's like if you're going to teach your kids how to drink, you give them a beer here and a beer there. But I remember the first time I smoked weed with my dad, we were up in Vermont and we were out on a canoe and we were fishing. And he was like, it's like, son, you smoking weed these days? And I was like, yeah, Dad. And he's like, all right, let's do this. I rolled up this joint and here we go. We're going to go for a canoe ride. So same trip, though. It was pretty funny. We were canoeing down the Winooski River in Burlington. And we got to a certain point and my dad gets out and I'm like, where the hell's my dad going? And he comes back and he's got like a whole hemp plant in his hand. He's like, they used to grow hemp here on this farm. And I was like, how the hell did you know that? He's like, well, I saw it from the water and I figured I'd make sure that's what it was. So I got out and I grabbed it. So a real naturalist, my dad.
Oh, yeah. He's just like, hey, I need this. This is my note. Yeah. This is my note. I love it, man. I love it.
No doubt.
Crazy W's. Who, what, when, where, and why. Where did this take place? You said it was in the Chevelle?
Yeah, we were in a Chevelle in West Roxbury, Mass. And we were on one of my best friend's streets. His street was a main road, and then they had this little back road that we'd always use to skateboard and ride bikes and hang out on because it was kind of like a cul-de-sac, and it was just quiet. So I'm
all about that cul-de-sac life, homie. I tell you.
Yeah, you know, kids can just go wild. Your parents didn't care. They're like, they ain't gonna get run over, you know.
No, yeah. Where are you gonna go? Exactly. Yeah. Stay in the cul-de-sac. I can see you. Exactly. Right. I feel it, man. Crazy W's. Who, what, when, where, and why in a neat little bow. Let's wrap the crazy shit up all in one little neat little bow. Like I said, why did it happen?
It happened out of pure boredom and peer pressure. You know, like here. Time to go, and we ain't got nothing else going on. These boys have tried smoking weed before, nothing happened. You know, older
let's see how we
fast.
can. Yeah,
she's like,
exactly.
She's like, let's do this. Go. Yeah.
She's like, I got you, fam. I got you, fam.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get into the Plan W's, guys, I do want to talk about there's a giveaway going on right now. If you go over to the BEANTOWN Greentown, BEANTOWN_Greentown Instagram. We're going to be posting a picture of the giveaway with the hat and the seeds and stuff. And then what you're going to do is you're going to tag yourself, you know, make a comment, tag 3 friends. What we're going to do, boom, right there. We're going to give you a free seed pack for you and your friends. And we're going to send you one of the exclusive hats that we have, the Black Ops. Look at that. Get it. So make sure you go to BEANTOWN_Greentown. Watch out for the giveaway. Tag your 3 free friends. Get some seeds, y'all. Get it. And what was the name of the strain?
Ninja Cookies.
Ninja Cookie. Dude, this is badass.
Yeah.
Ninja Cookies. Well, I'm growing that BEANTOWN really Greentown Ninja Cookies.
There's a really well-known grower out there named Stone Ninja. He's got Dojo seeds, and he came out with Ninja Fruit. It's a wonderful strain, and I crossed it with Barney's Farm, who had a peyote cookies. So, Ninja Fruit and peyote cookies, Ninja Cookies for all y'all to enjoy. Yeah, so it's fruity, dank, short, stocky plant, grows fast, super frosty, and it has a bunch of phenos. Probably have like a really nice pink kind of fruity berry look to them. And if you hashtag Ninja Cookies or you look on our Instagram feed, you'll see a bunch of grows that people have done with them because we share them all the time.
Get it. Y'all, BEANTOWNGreentown.com. Go buy a sticker pack. $20. And it just so going to knock some seeds into the box by accident because that's how gravity fucking works, y'all. Point is, BEANTOWNGreentown.com. Oh, you can't. No, it just, boop, there it is. That's where it is, man. BEANTOWN Greentown. Go check them out, guys. They're in Boston. They're doing huge fucking things. They've been at it for over half a decade now. Let's show them some love. But before we show them some love, let's figure out why we're going to do it. Let's see what we can. We know what led us up to this point in time in the mind of Mr. Andrew Mutty here and how BEANTOWN came to be. Now, let's sit down and find out where we can expect Mr. Mutty and BEANTOWN Greentown to go. That leads us to the last section of our show here. Planned W's. Mr. Mutty, if you're ready, we can get into what do you want to do in the future?
Send it, baby.
Let's do it. Planned W's, Mr. Mutty. Who, what, when, where, and why? Who do you wish you could smoke with, dead or alive?
Mr. Marley.
Right?
Just, yeah,
that's the first time I've heard Bob Marley since we've been doing the playing W's. But I'm down with that. I'm down with that, man. Hell yeah.
Who brings you most of the groovy songs you listen to when you get stoned? Like, come on,
there you go. There you go. Playing W's, who, what, when, where, and why. What would you smoke with Mr. Marley?
A fat Marley. You know, a joint. You know, I'd leave it up to the dead man's choice. I'd be like, hey, what do you want to smoke, man?
Oh, hell yeah. You
been a while, huh?
Right? The zombie comes back. He's like, check out this chick. He just blows it through his chest cavity or some shit. You're like, yeah, it's pretty cool being a zombie. Reggae's never been
man,
better.
you think the shit on earth is good? Wait till you smoke this shit from heaven, bro.
This is real angel dust, bitch.
Yep.
Playing W's, who, what, when, where, and why. When would you like this to take place? Like, you know, like back in the day at his prime, or would you do it like, you know, when?
I don't know. Maybe before I die, so that it seems real.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair, man. That's a good answer. That question is just kind of like, you know, if people want to smoke with people that are, you know, are still living, like it is what it is. But at the same time is a constraint that's just a commodity, really. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it,
totally.
And in some kind of like vibrational aspect of things, with energy not being able to be destroyed but redistributed, if you're playing some Bob Marley, man, and you're smoking and you're just vibing to the music and just kind of relaxing, I count that as kind of smoking with Mr. Marley, because that's what he would want. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you there.
That's just kind of how I see it. You know what I mean? But that's just me. And about me, it's about you and what you plan on doing here soon. So playing W's, who, what, when, where, and why. Everybody knows a place, man. So where would you want this to take place?
I think Jamaica just sounds awesome. Yeah. You know?
Yes.
Somewhere off on the cut. You know, the little field of weed. You know, Bob can bring his little acoustic and just, you know, jam out.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I fucking love it, man. I fucking love it. Like, Jamaica, man. Absolutely, absolutely, bro.
And I've never been there, so it's like one of those things. I gotta go.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, hell, to tell you the truth, like I would love to sit down with anyone from his family. You know what I'm saying? Anyone. You know, Ziggy, Damien, anyone, man. Just to be like, thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Yeah. Playing W's, who, what, when, where, and why. Last but not least, man, the neat little bow of a question for the Playing W's. Why would you smoke with Mr. Bob Marley?
You know, it's just kind of like a bucket list thing, I think. You know, one of those, you know, some people would have it number 10, some would have it number 1. And it's just like, check that box off in life. I smoked weed with Bob Marley, and he was dead. He came back from life to freaking smoke with me, you know, so sounds cool.
Cost me 2 pounds of marijuana, a chicken, and one crazy ass voodoo lady, but we got it done.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Cost me a trip to Jamaica. Getting high enough to see him.
There you go. There you go. They're like, that wasn't peyote cookies. That was real peyote. You're like, that makes a lot of sense then, but cool.
yeah, no doubt. That's why I saw him.
I feel it, man. I feel it, man. Well, you know, I love sitting down and being able to kind of pick your brain a little bit, bro. I really do appreciate it, man. And once again, guys, giveaway, free seed pack. Go over to BEANTOWN_GREENTOWN on Instagram. When we post the giveaway, tag 3 friends, get that hat, boy. Get one of those limited edition hats. Like, if I'm correct, like you don't have any more of those hats.
No.
They're gone. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah. We made a batch of them, then we made another batch of them. We've only made 2 batches of these, so it's got a cool Black Ops hat, like you know, certain light you can barely even see it's there. Little tag on the back, you know, got that weed for you. Got our
more weed,
logo,
less greed, y'all. That's what it's like.
You know, BEANTOWN, GREENTOWN stacked on the side.
Absolutely.
And, smoking weed.
It's not a crime. I love it. I love it, man. Hell yeah. So make sure you go to BEANTOWN_GREENTOwn. Look for the post about the hat and the seeds and the giveaway. Tag 3 friends. If you win, they win. Keep that hat for yourself, boy, but make sure you spread that love and spread those seeds. Again, Mr. Money, I appreciate it, man. Oh, absolutely. Make sure you head up and go over to BeantownGreentown.com, y'all. this is an amazing episode. But yeah, thank you again, Mr. Andrew Mutty's Greentown. I'm excited to come to Boston to see y'all. Until next time, y'all, I'm your boy, Chef Rodney 117, Deliciously Dope TV here. This has been Daily Chronicles, my smokers, my tokers, and my jokers. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.